It's Week 5 of the National Football League. And we'll be watching the Patriots burner at wide receiver. He was a game breaker last week, over 200 yards receiving. It's the Patriots and the Texans, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 23.
NBA sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. New England trying to get to place on offense. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jones looking to throw right away. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're...
He's got a man, complete, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Point after, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Houston set to take over. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got Higbee complete right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll drop to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. That's complete into the hands of Myers. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3 and out.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
The Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones got his man. It's Thornton. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. A run for Pierce out of the gun. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. First down, they go right back to Pierce. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Pats, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Patriots have it.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
On 2nd and inches. Jones, very quick throw. He's got Myers. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. And the Patriots at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And they were able to tough it out last week, a close one-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team because everyone gains confidence and they feel like they can continue to get better.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Davis. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Harris running straight ahead. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They'll try and run with Harris. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Throwing Jones. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Patriots lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. The point after is good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And able to find Allen Lazard. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another first down there as this one goes for 25. First and 10, it's Pierce. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Matt Judon. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Offense returns to the field. There's the running back, the bruiser from Alabama, Damian Harris. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. To throw on 2nd and 6, Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he will have a Patriots first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well.
He's got a man complete. A big play there for New England. 64 yards. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And this is more of the same right here. These guys have definitely been the aggressors here in the first half. They pushed the envelope in terms of play calls, and that's reflected in the score. And now they're in a position to widen this lead.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Damian Harris, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make them.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Jacoby Myers, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
The extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Pierce now up the middle.
No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something.
Under pressure, and they get it to him again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Returnable here for Davis. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Running back Damian Harris and the Patriots ready to go on their next drive here.
He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because...
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal. And a pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Now back to throw. Touchdown, Texans! Allen Lazard from 6 yards away.
And the Texans get a bit closer. And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Damian Harris and the Patriot offense ready to take over again.
And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process, and really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
That's going to be caught downfield by Lazard.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw again.
And Lazard's got it again.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Pats are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Josh Allen, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far, as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. Aaron Jones has a touchdown on the ground. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. 3 Tua Tagovailoa touchdown passes there. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half. Our two teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
And now out comes Houston.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Another carry for Pierce.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll toss this to Pierce on the right side.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. An unlucky number here. A loss of 13 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. looking to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Davis now to return it. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Patriots take over.
New England's offense set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Jones throw going to be caught by Davis.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? On the give, this is Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jones. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line. That catch, I believe, will put him right at 200 yards for the game. Indeed, it does. 200 yards. He's been incredible. They hand this off to Harris. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Myers. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And they'll run again.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run
as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Houston set to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And we'll see what he can do on the return.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
That's complete into the hands of Myers. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
This is Harris. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Completes this one to Thornton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 18-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. On second and 11 now. Jones. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Jones now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 30. They're going to look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a third and 2 more.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
This is Harris.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
On second down, this is Harris. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Harris. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
126 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. They'll run again with Harris. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
And here comes the Texans now.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Patriots are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Harris. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll run with Harris. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for New England, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the New York Jets come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.